my screen to you?
I will make you the okay.
So what I would request is, Dr. Kaiser, I would request that I'll start with a very quick introduction to Interactive Brokers. So we've got a very small, in a way, a presentation, maybe 7-8 slides, and then I'll move on to the trading platform. So once we go through that, and then maybe if you guys have questions, it would make sense for you to note them down.
Right.
And at the end of the session, we can go through all your questions one by one.
Yeah, sure. We'll do that. All right. So is that all okay with everyone?
Great.
So just to keep things easier to understand, I'm going to mute everyone, but in case you need to say something, then feel free. I'll hand over control to Ankit and we'll take it from there. So Ankit, just as a quick introduction, Sampath is the only person here who is having the IB account, and so we've learned a lot from him. So thank you, Sampath, for being on the session.
Okay. I think Sampath we've spoken before.
Yeah, you probably have. Yeah, so he's already opened his individual account and a corporate account with you guys. And during the classes we've had at Bangalore Investors Club, we've been actually looking at the IB terminal and thrilled with a few features, not so happy with a few features, and so we probably have a few technical questions on that, mostly from Sampath at the end. And then there are some of us, just to give you a brief background, who have questions about things like investing abroad, investing for foreigners investing in India, things like your margin value, your minimum balances, your margin calculations and all that. So I'm just laying this out right now, and then we'll discuss this in detail later, right? So great.
All right, perfect.
Okay, great. So I'm handing over control and I'm going to mute everybody else. Just a second.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's saying to become presenter, download and switch to the desktop version of GoToMeeting.
Maybe.
Okay, let me just click download.
Yeah, just go ahead. Okay, I think we can all see Ankit's screen. Ankit, are you speaking? I'm unable to hear you. I don't know if others can hear.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes, can hear you now.
Okay, great. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming others can all
I
see.
think if I run this as a...
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not going to run this as a slide. Can you see the word that says on introduction to Interactive Brokers?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yep.
So I'll just start very quickly now. So let me give you a quick background about Interactive Brokers. We're a firm that is based out of the United States. We were founded approximately 35 years ago. We currently hold over $5 billion in terms of owner's equity capital. We're listed on the NASDAQ. Our stock code is IBKR. We support over 100 market centers across 24 countries. We support multiple currencies as well for global markets access. We have a variety of different types of customers ranging from retail individuals to institutions such as proprietary trading firms, hedge funds, mutual funds, introducing brokers, advisors, etc. Now, our founder is Mr. Thomas Petterfee. He is a veteran in the industry. He basically was one of the first people to have brought a handheld computer onto the floor of an exchange. And since the time he founded this company till date, his mission has been to create technology to provide liquidity on better terms and to compete on price, speed, size, and diversity of global products and advanced trading tools. Now, we still stand by this mission, and if you look at our offering globally, we have been improving our trading platform on a probably 12 to 14 updates a year. So our technology is unprecedented. You cannot really compare it to any other broker in India because it is quite far ahead of the other brokers as well. In terms of global access, if you look, this is where where you see the IB logo. You see that's where we have our group office locations all over the world, and then electronic market access. If you see the little red dots, those are the different markets that we're providing access to. So we've basically got all over the North American region. We've got Mexico, Canada. We've got European markets such as London, Italy, France, Spain, Prague, etc., Germany as well. Then you've got the Indian markets. Then you've got the Hong Kong markets, and we've recently done Shanghai Cross Connect, so you can even access Shanghai stocks, the Chinese stocks now. We've got Japan, Australia, Singapore, and etc. Now, in terms of our strength and stability, we have an A-, A-2 rating, which is basically an outlook as stable. You can look at the S&P credit rating comparison, which is in front of you. This gives you an idea of where we stand in terms of strength and security. Again, we have a $5 billion equity capital, so we're a pretty large firm. We're listed on NASDAQ as well. Another very quick thing which is important for anybody who uses us as a customer is that the company is publicly traded. 13.6% is owned by the public, and 86.4% is owned by the firm's employees and its affiliates. So basically, unlike most of the other firms, our management and the employees have a very large share in the company, and therefore there's a because of this vested interest, we run our business very conservatively. Also, we don't hold any material positions in over-the-counter securities or derivatives. We do not hold CDOs, MBS, or CDSs either. Also, another thing is that we have a real-time risk margining system. This marks to market customer positions continuously on a real-time basis, and all our orders are credit vetted before being executed, and positions in accounts with inadequate margin deposits are liquidated automatically. This means that we do not provide any margin calls. We reserve the right to liquidate your positions if you do not fulfill margin requirements. Now, this is a really good risk tool because one client's position effectively does not affect another client. Another thing is we've reported positive earnings for the past 20 consecutive years. If you look at our trading platform, we support, again, over 100 markets across 24 countries and 23 different currencies from one account. Now, this has got to do more with the global market trading. We'll obviously go through the trading platform, but basically in this trading platform, you're able to look at news, fundamentals, research subscriptions, etc. All of these things obviously come at a cost. You have to pay Reuters or Morningstar or Zacks to see the research, but it's integrated into our trader workstation. You can also view account balances, activity, etc. on a real-time basis. You can take advantage of our trading tools, and you can also use some of our inbuilt algorithms. So you've got the FX trader and the you've got the options trader, etc. that you can use as a trading tool, and we've got two algorithms which are built in. One is the scale trader and one is the accumulate distribute algo. If you look at our risk management, it's pretty sophisticated, and we've basically built in a system whereby if you don't have sufficient funds, we do have a system that automatically liquidates you. Another very important point is with every live and funded account, you get a optional paper trading account which is linked to your production account and lets you experiment the full range of the TWS features in a completely simulated environment. This means that you will get all the live data that you have subscribed for with Fox money, with fictitious money, and you can actually trade as though you were trading on the real exchange. And therefore, you can basically practice your trading, you can run different strategies or tests, etc. Again, we've got over 60 different order types, algos. I'm going to go more into this probably when we are doing the presentation on the trading platform. We have various advanced trading tools. Again, we'll go through this as well. And our reporting, we've got statements and reports. Another thing is we've got portfolio analysts. So for people who want to eventually, create a track record and raise funds and set up something like a hedge fund, etc., a portfolio analyst would make a lot of sense because this is a report that is created by your broker, and it basically will compare your returns, etc., to different indices. It gives you the Sharpe ratio, the Santorini ratio. There's just a whole load of different things that you could look at in this particular report. Very important. We also provide access using an API for the Indian markets. This is something that is unique. Other brokers are not providing this at the moment. We have an open source API which allows you to connect any third-party software to trade through Interactive Brokers. Now, the risk management is on our side, which means that we will credit wet your trades, etc. But you could pull the data into your platform, run your analysis, and fire back orders. So that's what a lot of people are doing on the Indian markets with Interactive Brokers. So if you're a programmer or if you have a strategy that you think can be programmed, you could take advantage of the API. Now, coming over to the commercials, we've got the equities, which are at 5 paisa or 0.05%, and there is a minimum of 30 rupees per order. By the way, I will be sending this to any of you who would like to have it via email as well. So I'm just this is just part of the presentation. For futures, we charge 0.01%. For index options, it's 15 rupees a contract, and stock options is 25 rupees a contract. For equities, there is a minimum of 30 rupees per order. Please note that these charges do not include your STT exchange charges, service tax, and stamp duty. These apply in addition. There are lower rates available for very high volume traders, which is the cost plus structure. This I will send to you by email. It's again on our website, transparently located on our website, but I will send it to you by email. What are the minimum requirements to qualify to open an account with IB? First of all, to trade equities, you need to have at least $6,000 in INR as your liquid net worth. You need to disclose this. If you want to trade futures and options, you should have at least $30,000 of liquid net worth. Again, you need to disclose this. You must have done at least 100 trades in your lifetime, the disclosure requirement, and you must be of 21 years or over. This would be verified based on the age you enter and your PAN card, etc. What are the minimum requirements? You need to have an initial deposit of $2,000 in rupees as an individual. If you are a corporate, you would need to start off with a $10,000 in rupee deposit. Minimum monthly brokerage for an individual is $5 per month in rupees, and for a corporate, it is $10 US per month in rupees, which is waived for the first 3 months. So this brings an end to the presentation on Interactive Brokers. Just wanted to get a quick update. Does anybody have any questions so far? Hi. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Yeah. So Ankit, there were some discussions we were having about the minimum liquid net worth that is required. So when you say disclose this, could you elaborate a little bit on that? And also, like, so you're bringing in money, or yeah, go ahead.
So earlier we were, for the Indian, okay, let me give you a very clear idea about this. For the international markets, you enter in the liquid net worth, we assume what you're entering is true and it's on a good faith basis.
Okay.
Okay, we don't ask you to sit there and prove that, okay, you say you got $1 million, show us your $1 million on paper.
Mm-hmm.
For the Indian markets, unfortunately, we were doing that till a couple of days ago. Now, what you need to do is just show that you have some liquidity, right? So if you say I've got a liquid net worth of 30 lakhs, for example, and you show a liquid net worth of, say, 6 or 7 lakhs, that's fine. We will accept your account for futures and options as well.
Okay, okay. So it's not like...
it's just a paperwork. It's not as stringent as it used to be. We've been able to convince our management that, it doesn't make sense to ask the client to kind of substantiate everything he says.
Okay.
If we're not doing it in the US, why do we need to do it over here? So that's the kind of... so anyways, we're at the moment, we will basically accept your account if you are having at least, let's say, 6-7 lakhs of liquid net worth or more. And you just need to submit proof for it. So it could be, for example, your your stock holdings, your fixed deposits, your balance, mutual funds, etc. Any liquidable.
Got it. All right, fine. And for the trading on the spot versus trading on the FNO, what are the minimum requirements that one needs to bring in?
As I said, for equities 3 lakhs or greater, we will accept your account.
Okay.
For FNO 6-7 lakhs or greater this is just the proof.
Okay.
Minimum amount you need to start your account with remains the same, $2,000 in rupees for an individual and $10,000 in rupees for a corporate.
Okay, so with $2,000, which is approximately about 1.2 lakh rupees, so if that is the amount that is in the IB account, we have access to both spot and FNO. Is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, fine. So this was a little point of confusion that we had. All right. And this money, that 1.2 lakhs, can be both cash and stocks held in your demat account.
Absolutely.
Okay. And
but you need to put in some cash so that your account gets reflected as funded.
Understood. All right. So is there a minimum on that cash? I mean, just to know.
Let's say 5,000, 10,000 rupees, something like that.
Okay. And
the remaining can be in equity.
Got it. And and this facility to transfer shares from some other demat account to yours is obviously there, just to be sure.
Yes, yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, fine. I think so.
Both ways. You can transfer to us and away from us as well.
Got it. Okay. So there were some questions that some folks had. Anybody else has any particular questions on what we are discussing? Okay. I think, yeah,
Srini.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, Srini, go ahead.
Yeah. What I wanted to know is, what is the when you say minimum balance, Ankit, what kind of frequency are you talking about? Is there a specific frequency in which you measure it, or at the end of the day,
Sure.
once a day?
Okay. So the way we look at this is two things. One is the amount you need to fund your account with initially. Okay. That is $2,000 in rupees. At any given point of time, if the value of your account falls below $2,000 in rupees, then your ability to trade futures and options is blocked away. You will only be able to liquidate existing positions.
Okay.
So that is,
okay.
every second.
Yeah, it's in real time.
Okay.
So essentially, nobody really puts in exactly 1,24,000 rupees and starts their account. People would usually start with a slightly higher sum so that, in case their account values fall, then they don't get blocked away from trading futures and options.
Absolutely.
For equities, there's no issues.
Okay. No, I mean, most of the accounts that we probably will open will be much more than the minimum, but just wanted to be clear about the numbers so that there's no confusion later on. So one question that was posted now by Sid is, if one wants to trade international markets, then is the minimum balance different?
Absolutely, it is. For international markets, the requirements are slightly different, but again, the liquid net worth, we need to make a disclosure for number of trades, etc. We need to make a disclosure. In terms of minimum funding for an Indian resident, it is $1,000 equivalent in another currency that we spoke, for example, euros, yen, pounds, etc.
Ankit, could you just repeat that? I think there's a lot of echo.
Okay, can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Okay, so the minimum initial funding for Indian resident trading non-Indian products is 5,000 US dollars or the equivalent in another currency such as yen, pound, euros, etc. And the minimum monthly brokerage is $10 per month.
Okay, fine. So I think that's clear for everyone. Okay, great. So 5,000 US dollars is the minimum.
And,
Yeah, sorry.
And the other question is, are you allowed to trade international markets? Absolutely, yes, you are. That is, the RBI has something called the liberalized remittance scheme. This allows you to remit up to a maximum of, as of today, of 125,000 US dollars per financial year per Indian resident. You can use this money to invest in internationally listed equities or do any non-margin trade. So that is what the RBI permits.
According to that same regulation, if I'm right, Ankit, we are not allowed to do derivatives abroad. Is that right?
No, that's a discussion we can have offline. It's a bit of a gray area.
Okay, fine, got it. Now I have one question about, you mentioned about 100 markets are accessible globally. So is this access to all the 100 markets, or are there any statutory restrictions to some markets or countries?
As an Indian resident, you can trade literally all the markets. The only thing is that the RBI doesn't allow you to trade, for example, FX spot, then you can't trade those.
Okay.
We will enforce a cash account on you, so therefore you won't be able to trade on. So you can't go short on equities. You can't write a naked put. You can't write a naked call. You'd be able to convert your currencies. You won't be able to trade the currency on leverage. So you can't do a euro-dollar 41 leverage of a trade because that's not permitted under the RBI's regulation. Although our system will allow you to trade a future. For example, if you want to trade the euro-dollar future on Globex, you can trade that long or short, or the crude or gold or copper or natural gas, silver, etc.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, what about the forex rates that will be applied when one wants to trade abroad? So is it today's RBI rate, or how does it work?
The forex rate that is applied is dependent on your bank. So if you are wiring money to us, the way it works is you go to your bank, fill up something called the A2 form, then they debit Indian rupees from your account, convert it to US dollars, and do an international wire transfer. So the conversion process from dollar to rupee or rupee to dollar is done by your local bank in India. We will receive dollars and send back dollars to you, or whatever other currency you're sending.
Oh, is it? Okay, so we can't just put the rupees into the account here and you will not do the conversion?
We can't,
okay,
because we're not yet an authorized dealer or anything of that sort, and plus the rupee is not a fully convertible currency, so at the moment, no, we cannot.
And this money would be sent to an IB account abroad in the USA?
Yes, that's correct. It would be sent to Interactive Brokers LLC. Our bank account is with Citibank in New York, Manhattan.
Got it. Okay, fine. And how long would this transaction take in terms of time?
Anywhere between 1 to 3 business days. Out of my experience, it takes 1 business day.
And the same thing for when we want the money back from US?
Correct.
Okay, fine. Okay, great. I think those are the questions on these subjects right now. Anyone has anything else? Shall we move on? Yeah, Ankit. Thanks. Let's move on.
Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to move over to the trading platform, the Trader Workstation. So you can download this from our website. You need to have Java on your computer. To download it, go to interactivebrokers.com, go to trading, and then go to desktop trading, or rather just go to standalone TWS. And over here, I have a MacBook, so I see download TWS for Mac, but in your case, you should see download TWS for Windows. Okay. Once you've downloaded the TWS, you will basically get an icon on your desktop. I'm currently logged in, but when you when you want to log in, just click the icon, type in your username and password, and it will basically log you into the system. Now, let me just quickly walk you through the layout of the TWS. Okay, so as you can see, the Trader Workstation it looks a lot like an Excel spreadsheet. That's been designed that way to clear out the clusteration of having too many scripts on one screen, etc. You can have multiple tabs like the one you see over here, which is untitled. I can just click on the plus sign and give it a name. For example, we call it Bangalore Investors Club, BIC, and I click OK, and this is a new watch list that I've started. And I can add in, let's say Google on this screen, have Reliance Industries on the same screen, and probably have Euro.USD on the same screen as well. And let's just add in something in the Hong Kong markets as well. This is stock 27. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm trying to show you here is you can have not just the local markets, but you can have multiple markets around the world on the same screen for you to trade from. That's another really big advantage with Interactive Brokers. Okay, so the next point is the we've got the account window, which shows what is the amount of money in your account. So over here, as you can see, the net liquidation value. This is basically, if I were to liquidate my entire portfolio, what is the value I would get as of right now? Then your initial margin being utilized and the amount of maintenance mark-to-market required. Current available funds is basically how much funds you have available to take additional fresh positions. Excess liquidity is a very, very important figure. This should never fall below 0. If it falls below 0, you're subject to liquidation. And your portfolio will update in real time over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a couple of trades right now to show you how it reflects on the portfolio and also on the trade log, which is over here. So let's go back to Untitled. Now, if you want to buy a particular product, you can simply just click this. You can see over here there's the bid and the ask. Then you have the bid size and the ask size. So if I want to buy something, I click the ask. If I want to sell it, I click the bid. I can also change this by clicking the buy and converting it into a sell if I wish to. I enter in the quantity over here. So this is the future, so it's in multiples of 25. I can enter in the time and force. So we've got day, good till cancel, immediate or cancel, good till a specific date, etc. And then you have the order type over here. So over here you've got limit, market, market to limit, stop loss, trailing limits, etc. So there's a very large variety of orders that we have. And then you can enter in your price over here. So let's say I want to place this at 8380. Okay, so we place it a little bit away from the market. And green means that the order is on the exchange. Now, if I want to change the price, I can just simply go into the system and say I want to make it to 0.10, and I click update. So here you can see now my price has been updated, and this is available on this particular screen as well. It shows active on the NSE at 8380.10. You can see any of your pending orders under this pending all tab. So these are my pending orders. Let's create a couple of more orders. 1 second. Let's change this price to 865. All right. Now let's say we want to purchase, some other stocks. So as you can see, I'm just keeping the orders a little bit away from the market so that they stay in the pending screen. Now, the reason I'm doing this is to show you how the pending order tab looks. Now, over here, unfortunately, I don't have the symbol, so I just need to right-click, customize layout, under contract description, and say that I want to see the symbol as well. Apply, and okay. So now you've got the symbol on the left. Over here, I can also use a filter. So you've got different types of filters to show filled orders, cancelled by user, expired, etc. Or I can just say I want to see Nifty, for example. So if I type in NIFT, it's only showing me the pending orders for Nifty. So in this sense, you can look at all your pending orders, even filter them out rather. I'm just going to cancel these orders, and on the Nifty futures, let's make this into a market order so we see an execution. So over here you can see I just picked up one contract on the Nifty at an average price of 8383.29. This is the December future. If I look at my trade log, it shows me bought 25 50 at this price and the commissions being charged, etc. So this is available over here. Now let's go into the system and sell the same lot at market, so we can see how the execution and how the summary will look. So by the way, you can see over here you get an order complete notification here as well. Now let me go back to the trade log. I can see over here that I bought 25, sold 25. I look at the summary, and it shows me the net total and the commissions and the net including the commission. So I lost 18.46 rupees basically on this particular trade. So that's just a simple buy and sell. Now I'm going to start going a little bit more into the advanced tools that we have, and I'm also going to show you how you can customize the layout of the trader workstation. So if you want to change any of these columns, you can just right click on any of them and say customize layout. This will allow you to add or remove columns on the market data side, or add or remove columns on the order side. So over here, you've got different types of columns that are available, and you can go through these at your own pace. But this would basically have a variety of different things that you could do with the system. For example, we've got the OCA group, which is the one cancels all group. If, for example, you placed 5 orders, and if any one of those executed, you wanted the other 4 to get cancelled, you can do that. If you and the OCA group, let me just show you an example over here. Let's say if I'm placing these 3 orders, and I'm going to put this in OCA group 1, all of them. I'm going to make this something that will execute, and these 2 will be a little bit away from the market. Okay, so I say trade, transmit, all orders on page. Ask me, are you sure? I say yes. And 1 executed, and as you can see, the other 2 got cancelled automatically. Cancelled by the system because of it being in the same OCA group, which is 1. And you can give this OCA group any name you want. You can give it a code. You can call it ABC, anything that you want to call it. So let's just go into the system and sell off these 100 as well. Okay, so this system will sell these off as and when the market becomes available. Again, this is a simulated environment. Please keep that in mind. Also, for those who trade very quickly, that is, they go in and out of trades, in a couple of seconds. I'm going to show this to you on crude oil, because I think that would have. Okay, so if you look at the book trader has basically a price ladder, and in the book trader you're able to do point click and trade. So one click trading facility is there in this. All you have to do is select armed. Once you select armed, it gives you a warning. You say, do you agree? I say yes. And now if I just do a one click trade, the order has gone through. So here you can see that the order is live on the exchange. If I right click, it gets cancelled. So I can just simply push and trade like this. Okay, so this is another really great way of trading for people who are going in and out of the market in very small spreads, etc., which is what jobbers and scalpers do very often. So I'm not sure if that's your style of trading, but this is a tool that's available. Then obviously you've got the simple market depth window, which shows you the depth of the market, and that's available whenever you require it. Then you've got the options trader. The options trader is a really great tool because it allows you to look at the strikes in the center and then the calls and puts on the left and right respectively. In addition to that, you can also see the premiums being traded. Under calls you can see the bid ask, and under puts you can see the bid ask as well. Let me just add in the Nifty on this. It'll probably be easier that Okay, there you go. So you can see the calls, the bid ask being traded in real time. You can see the volumes, open interest, and IVs as well. Now, if I right click here and I say configure option chains, I can actually add in the Greeks. So I can say I want to see the delta, the gamma, the theta, and the vega. For those who trade options, this is usually quite important. Just bear with me 1 second. Okay, you should be able to see these Greeks. I don't know why they're not showing up at the moment, but you will see them in real time updating over here. So that's really a great tool because it allows you to see the Greeks in real time.
Okay.
Now,
Ankit, sorry to interrupt.
the next tool that I'm going to talk about is
Ankit?
Sure.
Yeah, I just had a question quickly on this OCA.
Yep.
On the OCA, so you have multiple orders. Do I need to provide funding for each and every order, or if there's limited capital, you create multiple orders, and once it's executed, the capital goes there, and everything else gets cancelled?
Everything else gets cancelled. So basically, let's do this right now. I'll just show you an example. This is actually something that a lot of people use with us as well, because our system. So let's say 62. That's a 6 crore 15 lakh position that I can potentially take, right? And the margin requirement on 150 is 240. This is going to be a huge number.
Okay.
Just 1 second. That's just too big a number to actually go into the system and
Right. Okay.
trade. But yeah, basically yes, you can.
Okay.
You can have orders that are worth more than what the amount of money you have in the account.
Right.
Because they're pending. So if these pending orders get executed and then your funds get exhausted, the others will automatically be cancelled by the system. That's number one. Number two, we will basically look at each asset class. So if you're trading futures, you can have a total of that much of futures positions.
Okay.
If you're trading stocks, then you can have that much of stocks position.
Okay. All right.
So if you're trading futures and if you're trading the Nifty 50 and you exhaust the entire limit in the Nifty 50, then you can't take any more positions in the Nifty 50.
So what you're saying is,
you can't create any more orders.
So what you're saying is, like, let's say I have 10 lakhs, I can do a sort of allocation, say 5 lakhs for futures and 5 lakhs for equity?
No, there's no form of allocation. It's simply the trade that you put becomes the allocation that you... It's not really an allocation. So let me show you an example. Let's say I want to put in... just see if this order even goes through. Bear with me once.
No problem. Sure.
So I placed one order for 25,000 contracts, placing another order for 25,000 contracts. I'm going to keep placing orders for, let's make this 50,000. Our limit is 5,000, so let's place 35,000. I'm going to keep placing this till it rejects my order, and then we'll try to place it on something else.
Okay.
It's rejecting the order, so let's try 25,000. I put a 10,000. Sorry, I'm just gonna do this so that I show you exactly how it works.
Right.
Bear with me. Okay, so now it's saying that I can't take any more positions, right? I've taken what, like 120,000 contracts as the position, right? 120,000 is the total size divided by 25 is the number of contracts. Now if I go into the system and I say I want to trade, let's say Reliance Futures, and I want to do 2,500 contracts at 930. The order is going through. Let's say I want to do 25,000 contracts at 930. The order is going through. So you can see what's happening over here. Hello?
Right. Okay.
So it's on a per product basis, right? Now, if what it's doing is it's allowing me to place multiple orders to the value of my account in that particular product.
Right.
Now let's say let's make all of these the market orders. Okay, so I'm going to build up a huge position on the Nifty. I hope it doesn't problems. Let's just say I go trade, transmit all orders on page. Okay, and watch what happens to canceling the orders. So you can see it's building up the positions.
Okay. Got it.
It's building up the positions, and the minute it'll hit the limit,
Yeah.
it'll just start canceling the other orders.
Got it.
So I'm just going to cancel these. I don't want to build up a huge position on this.
Okay.
So basically the point here was just to show you what would happen.
Right. Okay. Got it. So while we're just on the screen, because this was a feature we saw in class also, this on the left side you have this shortable column.
Correct.
So could you just explain that? Because we were a little wondering what that is.
Sure. So basically every product is either allowed to be shorted at interactive brokers or it is not allowed to be shorted at interactive brokers. In Indian markets, the equity side can be shorted intraday only, as as with any other broker, because the SLB mechanism in India is not really very robust at the moment.
Right.
Therefore, you can basically create a short position, at the start of the market in the morning, and you cannot create any short positions post 2:30 in the afternoon. First thing, that's the first rule that we have. The second rule is that at 3 o'clock and 20 minutes, whatever short positions you have to be liquidated. If you don't liquidate them, then we will try our best to liquidate them so that you do not go into auction. And if we'll have to liquidate them, that is if you don't, manage your position before 3:20, then we will charge you a penalty of 1,500 rupees for every order that we have to place on your behalf.
Okay. Okay. So is the SLB feature at all enabled on IB?
There is no SLB mechanism in India, right? As I understand, it's quite poor in terms of it's not really present.
I mean, it's there on paper, and there are.
It's there,
Yeah.
but nobody.
Yeah. So the liquidity is not there. Participation is not there. But sometimes you do get, opportunities. So, but that's not. So if there is,
We
you
don't
don't have it, right? Okay, fine. All right. Okay, that's it.
Not for the Indian market.
All right, fine. Okay. Anyone else? Any questions on this? All right, Ankit, go ahead, please.
Okay. So the next thing I'm going to show you.
One sec. Ahuja had a question about, can the lot size be pre-configured for orders?
Yes. So you go to Edit.
Okay.
Go to Global Configuration, and then over here you go to Presets. Okay. It says some options are hidden. Click on that. Enable all my features. Now, if I've got a future, for example, right, and I want to change the lot size that I want to trade on a specific future, I click on ticker. Let's say I want to change this on the Nifty 50. Click OK. Okay, sorry, Nifty 50 was already set up. That's why I have it done over here. So in Reliance, I've got all the possible fields, and I can put in a quantity size over here. Okay, I can put in, if for example I want to take a profit taker order, I can take for a bracket order, I can attach a stop order. So there's a big load of settings that you can play with, like
Yeah.
change the minimum order quantity, etc. So
But
does this answer your question?
yeah, I think, and what I'm saying is that you can do that for each and every security. You can customize.
You can do that. You can either do that generically for all equities or all futures or all forex or all options, etc.
Okay.
Or you could do it ticker wise.
All right, got it. All right, great. So there's a question by Sid. Right, so Ahuja asks, can we place script-wise stop loss? Yes, you can. I'm sure that's there, right?
Yep, you can.
Yeah, okay.
So that's all a part of this configuration that you can set up.
Right.
And say that I want the stop loss to be, for example, a percentage above or below, or a value above or below, because sometimes 5 paisa on a small stock will be a huge amount, and a 5 paisa on a large stock will be a very small amount. So you have to, some people prefer to play with percentage rather than value.
Right, okay. And Sid has a question about can we have timed alert to exit positions before 320 so that you avoid this, you make sure it's closed basically for your intraday. So like, can you put a time condition saying at 320 no matter what the price is, just square off?
Yes, you can. I'll just show you how to do that. 1 second. First, let me just delete these. Okay, so what you can do is, let's say for example, I have sold, this is a future, let me just take Maruti, I'm just going to sell 100 shares.
Yeah, he says yes, it answers his question.
Okay. Okay, perfect, great. So, let's move forward. So we've got the next thing. I'm not really sure if this is going to be very useful for you, but I'll just very quickly walk you through the accumulate and distribute algorithm. This is a very complex algorithm that usually mutual funds and hedge funds use. If you're looking to pick up a very large quantity of shares of a particular stock, you can basically have it done in increments of X number of shares every X number of minutes, hours, or seconds. And so it's like kind of doing a VWAP order. And then you can have the order type as, say, a limit price, and you can have the time and force good till cancelled. And here you can set the limit price to, say, a move, let's say the volume weighted average price. Okay. The system also automatically calculates the VWAP for you for the day. You can have an offset. You can do a minus or a plus, say 1 rupee or 50 paisa or something like that. And it'll keep executing your orders based on the VWAP. So you're trying to basically have better than the volume weighted average price for the day. This is, again, as I said, used by a lot of funds, etc., because their quantities are huge and they don't want to impact the market. You can enter in a start and an end time. You can wait for the current order to fill before the next size increases. You can randomize your time and your size as well. If you're doing a large quantity and supposing you know that at a price X, if there is a certain quantity available, you're ready to take it. So let's say Nifty is trading at 845 the Bs, and you think that at 840, if I get 5,000 as a quantity or more, I'm happy to take it till my quantity is filled. So that's something that you could use if you're looking to play with a larger number of quantity. The next thing is the market scanner. I don't know if you guys would want to use this, but this is actually a really good tool which allows you to look at, let's say, for example, I want to see Asian stocks and I want to see India. You can see other markets as well, but let's just stick to India for now. Here you can see, say, for example, I want to see the top gainers, losers, the most active in terms of volumes. Then you've got the top trade count. You've got high, low stocks that have hit a 52-week high or a 52-week low. So this is a great tool to just basically see what's happening in the market. So this is used very actively. You can also filter it out by saying I want to look at a specific industry or sector. So let's say I want to look at only the basic materials, and I want to see only. Let's do financials, and I say search. So now I'm looking only at the financials. Okay, this is different financials within the system. Now I can also filter it further to say only banks. So now I want to see the top gainers in banks. So now you got all the top gainers in the banks. I can still go further in and say I want to look at the top gainers in cooperative banks. I don't think that would be defined in the system. Yeah, I think you can probably just go down to banks over here and see the top gainers in banks. But this pretty much would, give you a good idea of what banks are the top gainers. So this is just a filter that you could use. It's called the market scanner. Now the next tool is alerts. This is actually a very, very interesting tool where you could say, I'm going to run a quick example over here. If I click on new and I give this a name, let's just call this Reliance, just as an example. If I click on add and I say that, you've got different types of conditions you could use, but I'm going to select price, click on next, and I'll say that if the price of, I don't know, let's say Nifty 50 futures in Jan is greater than or equal to 8,800, then you can have a logic that says and or if you wish to have more than one condition. So let's say and the price of crude oil in the US for the Jan futures is greater than or equal to 67. So if the Nifty is more than 8,800 and crude oil is above 67, then I want to go into the system and place an order on Reliance, say a future or a stock, to purchase a certain quantity, let's say 500,000, whatever it is, at market, at limit, or any of the order types that we support. So effectively, and you can see the preview of the entire condition over here, it says that if the price of the Nifty future on the NSE is greater than or equal to 8,800 and the default price of crude oil on NYMEX is greater than or equal to 67, then submit a buy day limit order at a limit of 952.95 for 250 Reliance futures and display a pop-up message, etc. So this is a really, really good tool to use if you trade based off, different products hitting different prices, and you want to do a trade on a specific product. This is being utilized a lot in India. A lot of people are using this at the moment. In addition, you can also have an email or an SMS sent to your email address. SMSs, you need to find out from your provider what is your mobile number's email address. So it could be something like 9999@vodafone.com, and that would be your mobile number's email address. And then you need to enter that into the system for getting SMSs as well. Finally, you've got audio. Audio is where you'd have, a siren or something played if this alert is met. So these are the different kinds of things that you can set up on the alert page. And whenever you want to activate it, just click activate. If you want to deactivate, you'll be able to deactivate it over there as well. So I'm just going to delete this alert for now. Then you got the scale trader. The spread trader and the combo trader do not work on the Indian markets. You'll have to do a spread or a combo manually. Okay, the scale trader is also, again, a very interesting tool being used by a lot of people on different products, both in India and non-Indian markets as well. This is a tool whereby you can basically automatically go into the market in a falling market and exit the market in a rising market. So let's just add in.
Ankit, just sorry to interrupt. I'm not able to see your screen. I don't know what happened. I'll just make myself the presenter and hand over you control again.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, just one sec.
Sid, that's correct. Confirming orders and alerts do not affect margins until actually executed.
Okay, are you presenter again?
I don't think I was removed as the presenter.
Okay, some small...
Let me pause showing my screen. Hold on. I'm going to stop showing screen and then say, are you able to see it now?
Actually, no. Don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'm going to make you the presenter now. Are you able to, I think you are now the presenter, correct?
Okay, what about others?
Yeah, we can see your, Musa, we can see your screen now.
My screen? Okay.
You can see my screen now.
One sec. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lovely. Great. So, were you online when I explained the alerts to you?
No, I think my internet fell down. It's okay. I'll catch up with the others. Don't worry. Go ahead.
Okay. So we'll So here I'm showing you the scale trader. Now here you've got the dollar rupee December futures. Okay. Now what you can do over here is you can start a buy scale order or you can start a sell scale order. You can say I want a maximum position of, let's say, 100 contracts. my initial position should be one contract, and then, or let's say my initial position should be 5 contracts, and then I want to do one contract every time after that. I can say I want to start at 62.20, which is the current price, and every time the price moves by, does the dollar rupee move by 0.0025, right? 0.0025. So every time that the dollar rupee moves by 0.0025, I want to buy one more contract. So effectively what I'm saying is that I want to keep buying when the market keeps falling. And you can see over here, the red is the top line at which I will purchase, and the green is the bottom line at which I'll purchase. So this is the range in which I will effectively purchase the contracts. Then I can also say create a profit-taking order where I put in an offset as 0.0050. So every time that I am my cost plus 0.0050, I want to get out of that position. So if I buy something at 62.20, then at 62.2050, it will automatically place a order to sell as well. So this is a system through which you will keep going in and out of this, the particular product automatically using an algorithm. You can also say restore size after taking profit. What this would do is, in the case where your system basically executes a buy and then also executes a sell at a profit, then it will place one more buy at the bottom. So then, because your position would be 100 minus 1, and then again because you sold it, so it'll become one. Your position would increase and then decrease. So to increase it again, to allow it to go up to a maximum of 100, you can tick box this restore size after taking profit. One thing I also want to show you is the probability lab. Okay, now this is something that has been designed by our chairman, Mr. Thomas Perifee. This, in my opinion, is a great tool. Again, what you can do over here is, I don't know if any of you trade based off probabilities on options, but this is something that has got a really a great response. So currently this is the market probability, right? So this is the market implied probability, the way it's showing as default. Now I can say that, for example, the Nifty is at 8325. I can say I expect the probability of the Nifty hitting anywhere between 8450 and 8500 is very high. So I can drag this up and I can say, okay, there's a 20% probability that the Nifty will hit between 8450 and 8500. Then I can ask the system to tell me what would be the best strategy if I wanted to be delta neutral. And then I can do a maximum of 1 leg, 2 legs, 3 legs, 4 legs. Let's just say I select 2 legs and I say build strategy. So here it tells me to either go short on an 8100 put, the expected profit, the Sharpe ratio, the probability of a profit, the maximum return, the maximum loss, what is the impact on the margin, delta, etc. So basically, obviously, when you're selling a a put, you're collecting the premium. And it will also show you the performance of the strategy, and you can place the orders directly from here. So if I want, I can select more than one, and then it'll show you what would happen when the price hits a certain point. Where would you benefit the most? So it shows you all of that in this, and what is the margin impact, etc. So this is again a really good tool. You could play around with it. Moving forward to charts, I think this is going to be one of the last things that I'm going to talk about for now. Obviously, unless you have specific questions. So let's just look at ARCOM and just see the chart. So here, you can change the colors of the chart. So I've got a black background with a white chart. You can change it to a white background with a black chart. That's completely up to you. You can do that by going to Edit and then saying Global Chart Configuration. And over here, you can select the settings, the tools, the colors, the quote zones, etc. And also, you could, make changes to the chart trader. The chart trader is a very unique feature that we have. This allows you to actually place orders from the chart itself. So let me just quickly show you how you can customize the chart and place orders as well on it. Over here you can select the time. Okay, so here you've got candle sizes, time periods, and some of your favorites that you've been using otherwise. So I can just say I want to see a 2-year line chart, for example. So here's a 2-year line chart on RCOM. Then I can also just say I want to see today's line chart, for example. You can also right-click anywhere on the chart and go to chart parameters. This basically brings up all the parameters that are possible for the chart, and you can play around with this. You can add in, sorry? Hello? So I'll just continue. You can also see your the volume histogram, the bid-ask spreads, etc. You can add in different types of studies on the chart. So you can also do index comparison. So you can compare this to specific indexes all over the world that we support. You can also add a secondary series. So if I want to do RCOM versus Tata Communication, for example, I could do that over here as well. Then you can also add in studies. So if I go right-click here and say Add Study, so you've got different studies that are bifurcated. You've got momentum studies, moving averages, regression studies, trend studies, fall studies, etc. And then you can just say All Studies, which would basically just show you everything. And if you sort it, this is the entire list of studies that we support. We've recently added in a pretty large number of studies as well. Is there anything specific that anybody wants to know regarding this?
Not specifically regarding the studies, Ankit, but there was, yeah, just go on, I'll have something later.
Sure, okay. Then we're going to go into saying, if you want to actually trade from the chart, you can just right-click and select Buy, and I can say I want to place an order, let's say at this particular price. I click, and the order is set up over here. You can also arm the chart trader if you want to. Now here, as you can see, when I transmit it, it's gone green. Green status means that it's on the exchange. I can pull this up and say I want to go ahead and buy it. So here, as you can see, I've picked up 100 and RCOM on the NSE. It also shows me where I'm making profits if I were to sell it. So I can say right-click, sell, and I want to sell off my 100 at this particular price, for example. Or I want to just sell it off at market. So here I just sold 100 RCOM at 96.90. So basically, this is another great tool that you could use if you trade from charts, or if you look at charts very active. This pretty much brings me to an end for today's session for the trading platform and a brief introduction to the Trader Workstation. We can obviously go through all of your questions and anything that you guys want to understand. But please keep in mind that I've not really showed you each and every feature, because that would take me probably 5 or 6 hours. So I've shown you the major features of the trading platform. If you have any specific questions on any specific feature, please do not hesitate to give me a call or send me an email, and I'll be more than happy to assist you.
Right. Great, Ankit. Thank you. So
I'll open the floor to any questions. Does anybody?
Yeah. So we had a set of questions regarding the data. So how far does the end of day data go back to? Because when we were looking at Sampath's terminal, looked like there were some issues with that. Maybe we are missing something. So does the data end of day is available from the day the stock was listed?
No.
Okay.
Sorry, I think it's for the last 5 years.
Okay.
So these are the historical data limitations. So are you talking about querying through an API, or are you saying you want to look at the chart?
Both.
So these are the restrictions for the historical data.
Okay.
Which you can see in front of your screen right now. Again, I'll send it. I'm not really an expert at programming, so I don't know much about the API.
Okay.
We do have an API team that sits in the United States, so if you're facing any problems or anything, we can connect you up with them and get everything resolved. So we have a lot of people who use our API in India as well.
Right. Okay.
It's pretty self-explanatory for anyone who understands programming.
So yes.
And in terms of the charts, you wanted to know what. So if I go to chart parameters, so these are the different time period. So you're saying you want to look at the maximum,
Yeah.
which is, let's say I want to look at the maximum line chart. So here it's showing from 2006 July till date.
So,
Okay, this is a line chart.
right.
Then I can say I want to see a max weekly candles. So this is a max weekly candles from 2006 till date.
Okay.
Then I can say I want to see a max monthly candle. So it goes again 2006 till date. Then I can even say I want to see a 5 years daily candles. So these are your daily candles for 5 years.
Yeah. So if you want this data for, let's say, like from ever since it was listed, what's the solution?
We can't do that for you. We weren't there in India when most of these stocks got listed.
Oh, okay.
So for that, you would ideally the best thing for you to do would be to look at. I think eSignal provides that data at a cost.
Okay.
So you could speak with the guys at who are the partners with eSignal, Viratech.
Mm-hmm.
You could speak with them, or you could approach the NSE actually directly and just say that you want the data. So for particular stocks since they were listed, and I'm sure I know that they have it for sure, but
right. But
the question mark is
yeah,
whether
but
they're willing to give it and how much they charge you for it.
no, but that's also, that apart, the issue then becomes then we need another piece of software, maybe, charting tool or whatever, since we can't do this in TWS then.
So what you can do is you can use it through eSignal because eSignal integrates with Interactive Brokers.
Okay.
Let me just show you. So there's somewhere we have an integration with eSignal actually. You can actually use the system to even run an automated trading strategy.
Okay.
So you've got eSignal, you've got AMI Broker, you've got Ninja Trader, but I think eSignal provides you the data themselves.
No, eSignal is a data company, that's fine, but I was just a little, honestly quite a little disappointed because it's got all these rich features and then for this one thing then you have to go somewhere else.
Unfortunately, yes, that is the case because we don't have that data from the day the company was listed.
Okay.
We would have it probably from the time that we came into India, so we start collating the data.
Okay.
But so that's 2007, 2006 and 2007 beginning is when 2007 and 2008 beginning is when we kind of started off in India. We were probably collecting data a little bit before that through our vendors, etc.
Okay, is Sampath here? Because I remember Sampath, if I'm right, did we not see some data from 2000 or something on Reliance Industries or something? Sampath, if you can just sort of verify that. Could you just post that for everyone? I mean, it's coming the message only to me. Because we were playing around with the charts on Sampath's terminal, and there was something about it was coming till 2000, but then it wasn't coming for some other till 2000. So I don't know what the.
Yep, you're right. It's coming from 2000 for the line chart. Let's just see what happens on a 5-year. So again, this is going to be a weekly candle. So you can see a weekly candle from 2000.
But if I make this a daily candle, then what happens?
Only 5 years.
Okay.
So for daily candles, you won't be able to exceed 5 years.
Okay. But so it's weekly, it's going to 2000, but not before 2000. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how this works and how come this volume is so erratic? I mean, is there something data issue here on the chart we are seeing? Right in the middle, you've got this massive volume.
I really don't know. That's something I would have to find out for you.
Okay, because I mean, it just somehow doesn't look right.
I have no idea. It could be wrong. I'm not saying it has to be right.
Okay.
But I'd have to find out and check that.
So could we get a revert on this?
Screenshot.
Yeah, because I mean this looks really.
Yeah, I've just taken a screenshot and I'll let you know.
Because if we are now saying that maybe there are some issues with the data, then how much can we actually rely on it, or without having a substitute backup sort of?
Sure, sure, absolutely. But again, I would recommend you guys, if you want to look at back testing and stuff like that, I would definitely recommend you guys to, look at getting the data from the exchange itself.
Okay.
It's always better because our data is not raw straight from the exchange and into your hands.
Okay.
There is a certain level of filtration that has to be done on the data because it's too much. The data is really too much, and we've got over 100 markets, across 24 countries on our system. So
Okay.
for the system to be able to handle that much of data, it would be our offering in terms of the possibility of backtesting, etc., would be slightly limited compared to what you'd probably be able to do by getting the data from the exchange itself.
Got it. So the other question related to this was, we observed that some of the closing prices did not match with the closing price that was there on the, say, hard copy of the NSE. There were sometimes a few rupee differences, and I mean, Sampath, could you just add to that? I think which stock was that?
You'd have to give me examples, and
Yeah.
I'll find out what is the reason. So if you could email me a couple of examples, Sampath, that stock A, stock B, stock C on these particular dates showed incorrect closing prices or are showing incorrect closing prices on your system.
Okay.
Then I'll have to find out, where it could be that we're looking at the last print versus looking at the NSE's closing. It could be. I'm not saying it is.
Okay.
It could be. So I will have to find out for you and tell you exactly how we look at the last close or how we calculate the closing price.
Okay, fine. So we'll dig it up because I remember, I remember sometime back somebody else had mentioned this in some other forum. So we'll give you the specifics and then maybe we'll get a revert on that.
Sure, no problem.
The other question is, do you have, I don't know if it was discussed while I dropped off, BTST, buy today, sell tomorrow?
Do we support BTST stocks? We don't.
Okay, you don't. All right. Then I don't know if there are any other questions on data as such or something. There's a question about nationality. So what about, say, a US citizen in India? How does that work?
So you're talking about trading Indian or overseas market?
I'd like to know for both.
Okay, so I'll tell you how it works. We look at the person's primary residence.
Okay.
If the person's primary residence is India, he can trade Indian markets on a normal margin account for equities, futures, and options.
Okay.
And if the person is not residing in India, then he can trade the Indian markets only for derivatives as an NRI. Obviously, he has to be of Indian origin, holding a PAN card, having an NRO account, etc.
Okay.
For an Indian resident, so if you reside in India and you're an Indian taxpayer, then trading on international markets will basically be prohibited to a cash account only. The only way we can define you as an Indian resident is when you fill up the application and also based on your documentation.
Okay. So when you say Indian resident, this is irrespective of nationality? I mean, you can be holding a foreign passport, but residing in India?
Yeah, I mean, that person would have to have a regular savings bank account in India. He'll have a PAN card in India.
Okay.
He could be a citizen of Germany and living and residing in India, so paying taxes in India, and therefore he's under the Indian resident laws, rules, and regulations.
I see. Okay, that's interesting. And if this person now opened a Indian resident account, then the caps on investing abroad, like you said, would apply, correct?
Yes, if you open it as an Indian resident, they will apply. But if he is a foreign passport holder, he could apply as an Indian resident, but having a primary, he could apply as a dual resident, right? So you could say I have a residency in ABC, say let's say Germany, and I have a residency in India, but my primary residency is in Germany, and then he could trade on all margins, etc.
So you would basically consider that account to be a foreign account?
Yes, but he has to prove that he has some address in that foreign country with a proof on his name.
Got it. Okay. So now if this is a person who could open it through, so I'm just trying to figure out whether when the person is applying for the IB account, does the place that they geographically apply from matter?
You mean physically which computer they use
Yeah,
and where
exactly.
they're sitting to
So
apply?
the foreign national is, let's say, in India
No,
right now.
no,
I mean, like,
it makes no difference whatsoever. Trust me. We don't look into which IP address you made the application.
no, I'm just asking this because sometimes the laws are crazy, you know, and then.
I understand that, and I respect your question as well. It is a very valid question, but um, I'll give you an example, right? So, for example, I assist customers while I'm sitting in India to open an account for Dubai companies, BVI companies, Seychelles, Mauritius, you know, various different parts of the world.
Okay.
You know, even U.S. entities open accounts with my assistance
Okay.
while I sit in India and I do the entire application for them
Okay.
and ask them to sign the agreement. In the same way, it could be anybody sitting anywhere in the world. You know, they basically either could fill up the form themselves,
Right.
or they could send me the app, their documentation, and I can assist them through the process.
All right. Now, okay, so the other question is, suppose there is this person, whether it's in Indian, non-Indian, doesn't matter. So is US citizen or German citizen and is opening the account as a primary resident in US. Okay. What are the rules for such people investing into India?
First of all, U.S. citizens trading into India is a very tricky situation.
Okay.
Let me just clarify that.
Okay.
Recently, a lot of rules and regulations have changed due to which U.S. residents or U.S. citizens trading into India is a bit of a tricky area.
Okay.
That being said, if supposing this is a German citizen residing in the United States, correct?
Okay.
Trading into India.
Okay.
We would accept the account. I don't see any issue with that.
Okay. So, and then if it is, let's say, is there any issue with UK residency? I mean, US, German, US.
No, again, if you are an NRI, if you are a person of Indian origin,
okay,
having a PAN card and an NRO banking account in India, you qualify to open an account to trade the.
Okay. All right. There was this.
But we only support futures and options. We don't support stocks for NRIs because they require all those custodial issues, etc., which we are not able to deal with.
Right. I was coming to that. So, and then so they had this foreign account or this NRI account. Then the person could trade only FNO, correct?
Yes.
So you're not supporting the. I think it's called the FPI. Foreign portfolio
Not yet.
investing.
We're working on that. We're looking into it, but I would say it's at least, if it were to happen, it will take at least 6 to 8 months. It's not something easy to deal with because we're a highly automated brokerage firm, right?
Okay.
So for us to offer such a product, we have to obviously review everything, our systems, look at the custody. It's a pretty big project.
Yeah.
So
okay.
At the moment, we don't have it. Maybe.
Okay, so if anyone has questions on this residency account opening questions, well, feel free to jump in at this point. I had a question on. So this on the website, it's about this friends and family. Did we have any clarity on that? Is it possible to have this one login, multiple account access?
No, it's not possible. I spoke. The problem is that. As I explained, even though you are not earning money out of it,
right,
because you are managing those funds, you would have to register as an authorized person. This is what our compliance officer has come back with.
Okay.
And if you register as an authorized person and one of those people, let's say even though they're your friends or family, want to complain,
right,
they would have to make a complaint against IB instead of making a complaint against you, and that is putting our image at risk, which we're not willing to do.
Got it.
So at the moment, sadly, unfortunately, it's not available because of the way SEBI looks at the authorized person.
Got it. Okay. Right. Okay. I think that's it. Just let me go through my questions. Anyone has anything, please jump in. Are you providing loan against shares?
Loan against shares.
Yeah.
We provide margin financing.
Okay.
So the way it works is, okay, there are two ways that this could work. One is, let's say you put in, 20 lakhs, and you say you want to create a position on Reliance of 40 lakhs, for example. The balance 20 lakhs, we will finance you at 13.25% per year. So that's a 50% margin financing.
Okay. So this.
On the other hand, if you were to put in 20 lakhs worth of Reliance, fully paid shares, then we would allow you to take positions in addition to that worth 10 lakhs, which is again 50% margin financing. Reason being, you've given us a 20 lakh fully paid stock, so therefore you can take additional positions worth 10 lakhs.
Okay, I think I might have missed something. How is this different from the earlier thing that you said, where you're charging interest?
It's the same. It's just that there it's cash first, position later. Here, what I explained right now is position first and position again over a position.
For which you're not charging anything. But in the earlier instance, you're charging 13 point.
We're still charging interest. No, of course, we're still charging interest because somebody has to settle that position, right?
Okay.
So we have to pay for it.
All right, fine. And this is like you're charging for only the amount used for the time used.
Yes, absolutely. It's daily,
okay,
and it's only for the amount.
Okay, fine, great. Done. Anybody else? I think Srini had a question on pledging. Srini, does that answer your question?
We don't accept pledging of shares.
Okay, you don't accept pledging. All right. Okay.
No, not at the moment. That is again, anything. Just to give you a quick update, anything that requires a very high level of manual intervention, IB usually refrains from doing that because we are an automated brokerage firm. So, pledging of shares as of today, it's not allowed. But
okay,
we've requested it earlier.
Okay. On this data service, this market depth that is there, is it only 5 deep for India?
In India, yeah, it's whatever the exchange gives. So I think it's only 5 deep. Yeah.
And is there a way to get more? I mean, at a cost or whatever? If you want to.
No. You cannot. Not yet.
All right.
It's only available to the institutional clients, not our clients, but NSE's institutional members, where they pay for the deeper book. So
okay.
our prop desk can see a deeper book.
Okay.
But as a customer, we can't disseminate that to you. We're not allowed.
Got it. Any idea how deep that book is? Is it the full book?
I think it is. I really don't know. I haven't seen it.
Okay.
It's probably on the NSE website, but I think it is the full book.
Okay, fine.
It started with the best 10 or best 20, and then they went up to the full book.
All right, fine, great. Okay, coming to some questions on fundamental analysis data. I think there is some sort of subscription available in getting FA data. Could you run us through that?
Sure. So we've got Reuters fundamentals.
Okay.
So that would basically give you all the basic stuff like P ratios. You've got the statements. You've got it's the basic stuff.
Okay. And
I mean, I don't know if that would work for you guys.
No, actually looking for a lot deeper stuff. And in that, do you get historical financial data?
Historical financial data would be there. Yes, it's there.
And do you get consensus estimates?
Up to how many years, I don't know. That's
okay. And can this data be charted?
Consensus of?
Is consensus estimates available on fundamentals? Let's say 1 year forward earnings, EPS estimates from various sources. I don't know if it's there in that analyst.
Just looking at Maruti over here.
But that's pretty basic stuff.
Analyst recommendations, is this what you're looking at? So can you see my screen?
Yeah, so the 20 guys have recommended buys. Okay, but this is is there something like
I'll show you everything you can see.
Okay.
You can see the financial summary. Okay, then you can see the dividend calendar.
Okay.
Okay. Then you can see ratios.
Yeah, so just 1 second here. Ratios are like, these are probably the current ratios or something. So if I wanted to get history versus, and also I wanted to get, let us say, forward-looking estimates by analysts, is that possible?
Yep. So here you got analyst forecasts.
Okay. For up to FY17. And is this data that can be downloaded into an Excel or something?
No, I don't think so. Let me just see.
With your API or something?
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, probably copy pasted or something.
Okay.
It's not a.
Okay. And this is not a.
Then you got the estimate trend as well.
Yeah. What does that show? Estimate trends.
This shows the trend of how
That
what they
change.
were saying 1 week ago, a month ago, 2 months ago.
Got it. Got it.
And then you got the financial statements. So this shows you your revenue, operating expenses, etc.
Okay. And this is only for last 5 years. Does it go back earlier?
No, it just goes the last 5 years.
All right.
You can see the income statement, the balance sheet, the cash flow statement. So if you look at the balance sheet, you can see that. Then you can see it annually or quarterly. Quarterly for India, so annually.
All right. And there's no way to download this at a fee also.
Unfortunately, no. I mean, that's something that you'll have to go to Reuters directly and try to get it out of them. This is provided by Thomson-Reuters. See at the bottom, and it can't be downloaded.
Okay. So this what you're showing us on the screen right now is part of the TWS, or is this an add-on subscription?
Part of the TWS, but you have to subscribe to the fundamental data. So once you subscribe to it, you just go to Analytical Tools.
All right.
And select Company Fundamentals.
And how much is this? And while we are there, so when you subscribe to this, is this data only for India, or do you get the data for any country, any company in the world?
Any country, any stock, anywhere in the world that we support.
Okay. So different rates for different areas actually.
$7 per month.
Worldwide.
For the fundamental.
Okay. Okay. And could you just scroll up, Ankit? I mean, what are the two columns there? There's one 7 and.
Oh, these are okay. So there are two types of accounts.
Okay.
If you have a corporate account, that is, if you're opening an account for a company, you will fall under professionals.
I see.
And under professionals, you will not be paying 7. You will be paying $55 a month. So everything becomes more expensive.
But you're not getting any additional data
Because
in that.
No, nothing additional. It's just that they charge differently for anything that is not an individual.
Okay. All right. Fine. Okay. Done. And are there, I don't know, sort of 1 month of free access to all of these services that one can go through, or do you have to pay for?
Yeah. So what you can do is you can go to IBIS, which is Interactive Brokers Information Systems. It's here at the bottom on our website.
Okay.
Where my mouse is pointing.
Yeah.
Once you go on this, it basically costs $70 for so it'll cost you $70 for the year, and then after the introductory period, you'll be charged $90 per month.
Okay.
Okay, and there is a free trial.
Okay.
So you can start the free trial. You have to give your credit card details.
Okay.
And you will get IBIS, which will look a little bit like this. I'll just show you. So you can see over here, this is what IBIS would look like. It's a little bit different.
Okay.
You got the news, and you can play around with the screen as well.
Right.
You can, once you unlock it, you can move any of these boxes around, or you can add in new boxes,
Okay.
etc.
So this is separate from TWS.
I mean, so if you are an account holder with Interactive Brokers, you get Mosaic. Mosaic is very similar to IBIS.
Okay.
And you can shift between Mosaic and the classic TWS whenever you want. So here you can see I'm shifting between the two.
Right.
Okay. But in the case of you not being a customer of Interactive Brokers and you're still wanting to see just the data, you can subscribe to IBIS, which is available on our website at a cost.
Okay.
And that cost is $70 a month plus the fees for whatever data you choose.
Got it.
So if you're choosing, Reuters fundamentals, then that's going to cost you $7 per month.
Right. Okay.
You can also take in the research bundle, which includes Dow Jones, Reuters Newswire, and Reuters Fundamental and Event Calendars.
Okay. Okay. So, okay, just for my clarification, I think everyone else is. So, if you are an account holder, then you're paying a different rate, or you can get this IBIS standalone. Right? Okay.
That's correct.
And if you could just go back to the screen, that charts and all. What I'm seeing here is that so this is tabbed at the bottom. So you have your Mosaic and Classic TWS. Can these be two separate screens? Can I float this to two separate screens?
Yeah, it used to be there, and I think we plugged it into one because.
So, I mean, on the bigger question, are all these windows floatable? So, if I have a multi-screen setup, can I just drag and...
Yeah, so if you have Classic TWS, you can just right-click on any watch list and say Detach Page.
Okay.
If I detach the page, here, this is the page which is now, a separate screen.
Yeah.
And if I want to ever put it back, I can just say Attach Page.
Okay.
It goes back.
Got it, great. But can this be shifted to another screen that is connected? Because some software...
Absolutely,
okay.
yeah, you can have 6 screens and you can have 6 different watch lists. You can do that. There's no issue.
Okay, fine. Because sometimes that just is one fantastically stupid bug. So, have to ask. Great. Okay.
No problem. See, you got to keep in mind, Dr. Kaiser, that we are providing our services to very large institutions, prop houses that trade on global markets, and you're getting the same platform.
Got it. Yeah.
So we'll have some very rich features, which I think will be.
Sure. Yeah, but just it's like the data thing. Was hoping all the data would be there, and then sometimes something which is just obvious for some reason is just not there. Okay. Is there quantitative tools? Can you do statistical analysis apart from that probability tool that you showed?
Let's see. There are some tools that are there. So we've got a volatility lab. We've got strategy builder and option strategy lab.
Okay. No, but things like, say, ANOVA analysis or regression analysis or stuff like that?
No. We don't do that. The reason we don't do that is because that leads to some sort of, if I'm not mistaken, it leads to some sort of recommendation type of thing from the broker. We don't provide any recommendations.
But it's not like you are providing, you're just providing the tool to do the analysis, right? It doesn't automatically mean that that becomes a call. I just want to know how the stock behaved over the last, the data is there, I just need the tool, and I would maybe do it on Excel or some other thing, but if it's here, then great. Because it doesn't become a recommendation.
No, we don't have anything. I'm just saying, I think that is the reason we don't have it. But okay. No, we don't have such a quantitative tool for sure.
Is there any work in the background or introducing something like that?
No, not that I'm aware of.
All right. Okay. Okay. I think. Okay. I'm just going through the questions. Sorry for the mishmash, but just coming back to citizens abroad or stuff like that. Does IB help out with things like I'm not saying you are a tax advisor or anything like that, but double taxation avoidance agreements? Do you give some sort of assistance or information or data on that?
For Indians trading non-Indian products, we have something known as the W8 Ben form. In this form, you will disclose to the U.S. tax authorities that the beneficial owner of the account is an individual,
okay,
and that person is a resident of India and agrees to pay the taxes as per the dual tax treaty between his home country and the United States. In that situation, for any dividends that you earn, a 25% withholding tax will be held back from your account on the dividend amount.
Okay.
But any capital gains or losses will be you'd have to pay them in your home country.
Got it. So this is for let's say a resident Indian trading in the US market.
Yes, and the other way around, we don't provide Indian.
So if they, okay, but here I don't think we have any withholding tax in India, so it doesn't really matter.
Right, I think over here everything is taxed and then given to the person. So
Okay.
I think maybe he has to go there and claim it or something like that. I really don't have much knowledge on that side.
Okay, so this is like with reference to, Indians trading in the US market. What if I was trading, let's say, the Tokyo exchange? The US,
It doesn't matter. It's all based off US tax laws.
so even if I'm not doing anything in the US, but I'm trading, say, Tokyo or Australia or Europe, I would be subject to this 25% withholding tax for the dividends.
Yes, that's correct. And in the UK, there's a stamp duty that you have to pay on every purchase that you do of stock. So that applies on you. Besides that, there's no other tax that I'm aware of.
Okay. So what I'm trying to understand is, why would I need to pay the US government tax for something I'm doing in Tokyo, and this is not going through the US, I mean, the way I look at it.
All your trades are being done with, so it would go through our subsidiary in Japan, for example, but your account is held with the US company, so therefore you would be subject to US laws.
I see. And so for any...
You don't have 10 different accounts with 10 different companies, basically, or 10 different markets. You have one account with multiple markets.
And this account is residing in the US, is what you're saying?
Correct.
Oh, okay, fine. So if I am not doing international, then the only laws I'm subject to are, of course, the Indian ones.
Correct.
But if I'm doing absolutely any international transaction, then I have to comply with US laws.
Yes.
And there could be an issue like this. Just correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm an Indian here. I've got an Indian account. I'm trading, say, UK or Australia or Japan through the US. So I might have to pay something in Japan or Australia, plus also have to pay something in the US. And then also have to pay maybe something in India.
The only thing you would have to pay is the 25% on dividend. All your other capital gains, the taxes on that are paid in your home country, irrespective of where you trade.
And I mean, there's absolutely no exception to what you're saying at this point.
So if you're trading, let's say, UK or Japan or any of these markets, and the stock pays you a dividend, 25% will be withheld. The remaining will be given to you, and you can basically then pay if you made a capital gain, short term or long term or whatever it is that you have to figure out with your CA.
Yeah, no, but what I'm asking is, like, let's say I buy Nissan Motors on the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and I sell it in Tokyo Stock Exchange, obviously. Then, and I say I get a capital gain or a capital loss there. I'm not subject to any Japanese taxes because I traded on the Tokyo Stock Exchange, even though it was through US.
Correct.
Okay, fine. All right. Because that can really, like we all know, take away all the money we make. Tax here, tax there, tax everywhere. Okay. Yeah, Srini, what you said is right. Okay. Okay, there was just a specific question. You are aware of the liquid Bs, Ankit?
Yes.
Is there a differential brokerage on that? Because, I mean, if I'm going to pay...
There is. We actually just changed it very recently.
Okay, so how much is that?
I can't remember, but we've changed it.
Because as you know, I mean, it's
Can I send you that?
Yeah.
Can I send you that email with the? Let me see if they put it up on the
Sure,
website.
sure, sure. Because I mean, as you know, it's such a low return thing. If you're going to pay brokerage on it, you make no money or make a loss actually.
Give me 1 second. Just hold
Sure.
on. Okay, I'm going to try to get someone on customer service and get the answer. Just 1 second.
Okay. So guys, if there's any other questions, yeah, he's going to get back to us on that. So we'll wrap up in another 5-10 minutes. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Srin. BSc and commodities. Anything else? Anyone? Okay. Yeah, I think Ranjan has. We can ask that.
Hello?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hi. So the brokerage is 0.05% of the value of the trade capped at 50 rupees. So if you're doing 1 lakh, then you'll be charged 0.05%, 50 rupees. If you're doing 5 lakhs, you'll still be charged 50 rupees. If you're doing 1 crore, still 50 rupees. If you're doing 10 crores, still 50 rupees. 100 crores, still 50 rupees. I mean, basically, it's capped at a maximum of 50 rupees.
And this is only for liquid Bs.
It's only for liquid.
Right.
It's a special rate which we've come out because obviously it doesn't make sense to charge the full rate.
Right. Okay. Fine. Okay, that's excellent. So some other questions that came in. You're not offering anything on BSc, right? The Bombay.
No, we don't. We're members, but we don't offer it to customers.
Okay. Will it be offered later?
No, not that I'm aware of. We don't have any plans. See, the BSc doesn't have much volumes either.
Yes.
So we have no plans of launching that at the moment.
Okay.
There's not really much interest either.
Okay. What about MCX? NCDX?
No, not yet.
Is that on the cards?
Not yet. No, not on the cards at the moment. Right now we're just focusing on the NSE. I'm not saying that we'll never do it.
Right.
We obviously will at some point in time, but as of today we don't have
Okay.
these two.
So the forex contracts on NSE can be traded, correct?
Yeah, the currency futures.
Yes, and options. That's
Options we don't support. Futures we do.
so currency options are not supported?
No,
Uh,
not yet. That's something that we are not yet doing. Let me just see.
I mean, you're doing the,
Pricing is there.
I mean, you're doing the Nifty options and the stock options, correct?
No, I know it's not. It's not because of one second. Let me see.
So the data is there.
Okay. The data is there. We're members on all of these markets. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just not offering.
So why?
If there's interest on that, then tell me. I can push to get it launched.
Okay. No, I mean, from let's say a corporate trying to manage some forex remittances or stuff like that, it would. I mean, from my perspective, it would be something which is should be there. I mean, I'm surprised it's not there.
Right. So we have the futures, which is what most of the people use for trading.
Okay.
But as I said, I can find out for the options. If it's something that you think you're going to be interested in trading,
Okay.
we can check internally and see if we can get it.
Okay. Fine. So Indian commodities BSE is not there and no plans of having it.
I mean, not that I'm aware of. So
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Eventually, I think if BSE is there as an exchange in the next
All right.
couple of years, then yeah, I think we may launch it. But we're members. For us to launch BSE is just a switch on.
Right.
But we don't want to because, as far as I understand, it's a very illiquid market.
Got it. Okay. There was some news a couple of months back, I think, about BSE, I think, looking at launching commodity trading. I don't know. I don't think that's come through yet. But with the sort of fall of MCX, whether BSE gets down to that or not, I don't know. But if that happens, then maybe things will change. No idea. Just for everybody's information.
That I have no idea about that. But yeah, if that does happen, I'm sure things will change.
All right. Madhu had a question about. So he's asking. He buys some shares of an American company. Where do these shares sit? Is there a demat account that's also in the US? So there's a demat account in the US and a demat account in India.
In India, you have your own demat account. In the United States or in any other country around the world, there's no concept of personalized demat accounts.
Okay.
Everything is held in the street name. So everything is held in the name of Interactive Brokers for benefit to client so-and-so.
Oh, I see. Okay, fine.
So if you went and looked in the books of Google, the shareholder would not be, Mr. Madhu. It would be Interactive Brokers client beneficiary.
Okay. All right. Okay. That's good info for us. So Madhu, that answers your question. Do you support ADRs and ADR conversions? GDRs and all?
We support ADRs. We support ADR conversions, but not for Indian ADRs.
Ah, okay. And if I may ask, why would that be? Why would you not do for Indian ADRs?
I really don't know. I think it's got to do with the fact that the Indian market is it's a different market. To convert an ADR and then to offer it, the person has to be able to trade that market. So if you got a US pension fund that holds some Indian ADRs and they want to convert it, it's not possible.
Okay.
But maybe for an Indian resident, he can hold an account in India to convert it and trade these. So I mean, it's not very simple. It is a little complicated.
Sure.
Conversions are not straightforward. They require a lot of work on the back end.
Okay, fine, done. Any other questions? Anyone? Okay. Right, I think we'll just close in the next 5 minutes, 10 minutes max. If there's anything, feel free to ask. So in the meantime, Ankit, is there anything else that maybe we should maybe look at, read up, or?
There are two questions.
Yeah.
There are two questions that have come up. One is Sampath is asking regarding margins.
Okay.
So you can go to our website, interactivebrokers.com, go to products, select margins, and then you can just do a control, go to futures then. And once you reach this stage, just do Control F and select National Stock Exchange of India. Do a Control F so you're finding it. And this will give you the margin requirements for the NSC.
Okay.
For futures. 1 second. And then you've got all the products over here. So.
Okay.
Then,
And these margins would change every day, I guess.
yes, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
And Ranjan has a question. Can you get tutorials on different order types? So I'm going to show you the order types page on our website. You go to trading and then select order types over here. Now the reason why I'm showing you this is so that you understand how to look at a tutorial on an order type. So let's say I want to understand what a bracket order does, right? So I click on the bracket, the word bracket, and this is what a bracket order is described as. It shows you an example over here, okay? And you can click on, so you just got to read this, click next. It tells you how to place it, okay, how to place a bracket order. Then it shows you what exactly happens in the bracket order, okay, and what happens if the price falls, what happens if the price rises. So this is a step-by-step tutorial which tells you everything about the bracket order. And similarly, you can do it for different order types as well. Any other questions anyone has? Okay, so let me just quickly also bring up my coordinates. So over here. Okay, so there's one more question. Do we have videos with demos of all the features? We have got a lot of things in the education space on our Trader Workstation. So if you go to our website, select education on the top right, then you've got webinars. Okay, so webinars could be live webinars. You can even see pre-recorded webinars. So if you look at the recorded webinars in this, you've got webinars on the Trader Workstation. Okay, so if you look at TWS, it'll show you the market scanners, introduction to Mosaic, charts, option trader, order types. These are all the different webinars. Then you've got the international one, which some of these are recorded by me as well. So I think I've done some webinars So here you can see on 22nd July I've done something on the introduction to the trader workstation, and then I've done an orientation on IB. So you can look at any of these webinars. Then some of them are not necessarily in English, so just keep that in mind. And then going back to the Traders University, which is under the education page, you can look at different courses as well that Interactive Brokers offers. So you've got courses on mechanics of a short sale, option courses, pricing, weak strategies, etc. Then you've got tours. Tours are video tutorials of the Trader Workstation. So it gives you the basics, then understanding margins, best execution. But some of these are not focused on Indian markets. So just what you may want to look at are the features more than courses. And finally, you've got the documentation. Now this is where you can read and learn about the Trader Workstation as much as you want to. So if you go to documentation and select user guides, then you've got the Trader Workstation. You can select online. And this is a beautiful guide. It's very well bifurcated. You've got everything on the left. So here you can say, for example, I want to understand a little bit more about charts. So you go to technical analytics, select charts, and here you can look at how to create a real-time chart, how to create time period charts, the types and tools of charts. So there's a pretty long list of stuff that you can do over here. Let's see, is there any other question?
Yeah, great, Ankit. One last question from my side is about the debt market on NSE. Is that supported?
We don't know.
That's not supported, right?
No, the debt market is not supported.
All right. Anyone else?
There's one more question that's coming from Sid. Do you have to enable API access? API is by default available to all our customers. Yes, you'll have to go to Edit, Global Configuration, API, select Settings, and you can enable ActiveX socket clients from here. So once you put a tick box there, just click Apply and OK, and that would enable your API access. Then you can connect it up with any third-party software. Anyone else? Any other questions? Okay, so one second. The TWS available on mobile Android? Yes, it is. It is available on the mobile Android and on the iPhone as well. So you could use it on either of the two. Okay, I'm just going to display my contact details. Please, if anybody has a requirement to open an account or you have any questions, do get in touch. I'm always happy to assist. I'd like to thank Dr. Kaiser as well for giving the opportunity for Interactive Brokers to, host this webinar to your team. And if you'd like to open an account as well, please, feel free to reach out to me or give me your email address, and I'll be happy to send you a proposal. Dr. Kaiser, would you be able to give me everyone's email address so that I can send them a proposal on the on trading the Indian market?
Yeah, sure. We'll collate that because there are quite a few other people who actually did not join today, and hopefully they'll be able to watch the recording. And like I said, we've got this group in BIC where we want to. I think it's what you guys have a very rich feature set. I was just asking myself, how long would it actually take to really learn all the features on TWS, and what's the learning curve involved? I think it's going to be quite steep.
So
yeah.
Right. So let me tell you one thing. The Trader Workstation is being used by by people who are beginners, not literally beginners, but somewhat experienced traders, all the way up to extremely professional traders who understand the Trader Workstation in depth.
Right.
Now, there are a lot of blows and whistles on the Trader Workstation which may not be of use to you. So you ideally learning the entire system would probably make sense if you're doing it while you're actually practicing trading or while you're actually doing the trade. So as you enable certain features, you can also take advantage of the simulated trader and test out some features, etc.
Sure. Great, Ankit. So I'll collect and we'll spread the word around, and I hope the recording is fine. We'll check on that later. So there are going to be more people watching this, and I will definitely get back as individually and as a group on taking things forward. Definitely looking to do that.
That's good to hear. So again, if anybody wants to open an account, what I would request, Dr. Kaiser, is if I could send you a link, please ask them to use that link so that I get tagged as their account manager.
Sure.
And they can start the process from there, or they can just send me the Excel spreadsheet which I had sent to you earlier.
Okay.
And they can fill up the application.
We'll do that. All right. Thank you so much, Ankit, for your time. I really appreciate it, and I think we'll have a lot more interactions going forward, starting probably next year.
That sounds good.
Right.
Absolutely great. And please do also send me the recording of this particular member.
Yeah, I will do that. Right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Bye.